Hi, friends and fellow Earth Angels. It's Gladys, and welcome back to another one of my weekly Sunday card readings. And this spread will start by covering the week of May 8th through the 14th, or whenever you're guided to watch, as I always intend these to be timeless readings, meaning whenever this video shows up for you, that is the time that the messages are meant for you. So I am releasing this video on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you who are listening. There's so many aspects of mother, so I want to congratulate those who are experiencing pregnancy, those who are moving through motherhood and all its intensity and facets. I want to say happy Mother's Day to the pet moms out there. And really, it's a time of celebration. Remember, even as a caregiver, you are working in a maternal energy, even though you may not be physically defined as mother, as if birthed a child or taking care of a child or had taken care of a child if your children are grown and gone. There are so many aspects of the word. So it is really a day of celebration. It is the maternal energy that keeps the planet alive and thriving. So I just want to speak to that aspect. I also want to connect with those who may be feeling the loss of a mother this day. Maybe your children are off to college, or maybe they've made a move and you're in that space of no longer caring for a child. Maybe your physical mother has transitioned in the last couple years, and this can bring up some stuff for you. Maybe you're still working towards and praying for a child of your own. So again, it can be a multifaceted energy. So I want to send you all love, no matter which energy you're experiencing this day. So I am going to work with the Mother Mary energy this week, and I'm going to ask her to just bring you messages that can comfort you, support you, teach you, and inspire you. I'm going to start pulling an aspect of Mother Mary from the Mother Mary Oracle cards. And then, we're in the energy of some retrogrades here, so it's a really great time to nurture. It's a really good time to rest and recharge. There can be some power struggle energies that come up, and it's a really great time to empower yourself. So this would be a great week for maybe not a lot of movement, a lot of meditation, a lot of more relaxation, more pause, maybe more of a go with the flow kind of energy, as opposed to if you're a planner. You may not want to plan every single minute, and if things don't work out, this is a great opportunity to practice adjusting. And I've been really loving the word lately, pivoting. Just pivot. If this isn't going to work out, we're going to pivot in a new direction. That's been kind of my mantra for the last couple weeks or so. So in that, I'm going to ask Mother Mary for your message of healing. I'm going to use the Power of Surrender cards and what you can surrender to the Mother this week to be able to propel you forward as the energies go direct in a few weeks. Your action steps this week will come from flower therapy. What you're being gifted with this week will come from the Mother Mary Queen of the Angels Oracle cards. And then finally, if you've been following my channel, you can probably guess the deck I'm going to use. Overall message of love will come from Soulful Woman. It's one of my favorite decks. So let's start by opening space. Let me invite in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the Divine Mother and Father, and all their holy beings of light. that would like to assist with this guidance for us this week. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come through be for our best and highest good, and the best and highest good of all concerned. All right, so I'm going to intend to connect with that feminine energy, the energy of the Divine Mother. Maybe we call it Mother Mary, maybe we call it Yin energy, maybe we call it Gaia, Mother Earth. Whatever resonates with you. For streamlining purposes, I am going to just say Mother Mary. All right, Mother Mary, connect my heart to the heart of all aspects in your deck. What is the most important aspect of you that we can benefit from this week? Here we go. I usually wait for one to pop out. There it is. So this is, I think it's beautiful. On this Mother's Day, mother with child. I have no idea what the card says, but I just want to start off with Mother Mary reminding you that she is nurturing and loving you unconditionally. So those of you who may be just feeling the intensity of a challenge this day or this week, and you're feeling the intensity of maybe have-tos and shoulds, sometimes this kind of brings up reflection of our choices and decisions. And again, it's a really beautiful time to celebrate as well, celebrating the maternal energy, celebrating your own children, spending time with them, really being able to receive. Those of you who are experiencing maybe presents, maybe breakfast in bed, maybe you're experiencing the benefits of children and them celebrating you on this day. I feel like Mother Mary is connecting with all aspects of that to support us. And remember, we're also being nurtured and cared for by the Great Mother, regardless of what's going on. All right, so her message, wonderful, Our Lady of Peaceful Change. So Our Lady comes to you now to allay your fears. Everything is going to work out for the best. Even significant or perhaps unwanted change can become surprisingly gentle when you trust in her protection and care. There is healing wisdom beneath what is unfolding, and your soul shall prosper from it in due course. Be kind to yourself, and trust in her. All will be well. I think that's a great mantra this week. If you experience any intensity of the flux and flow of energy, remember, people who are still in the sleeper world or living unconsciously, and again, it's not a judgment of the place that people are in. They can unknowingly leak emotional energy or spill all over the road, in your inboxes. If you work in customer service or you work with the public, you may experience outbursts, but it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a bad thing, right? So extra compassion for yourself this week. This is actually something I am working on myself, is my personal journey, is this extra compassion. You may be experiencing anxiety, fears, and worries that come up in this flushing out energy. And remember, it's all good. It is the universe giving us an opportunity to know where to navigate and focus attention when you're on this journey of inner healing, doing inner work, and growing spiritually, right? There's always this sense of reflection and openness to movement, whether it be tears, whether it be frustrations, whether it be laughter, joy, or just a piece of stillness. It's all beautiful energy. So reminding yourself or having that mantra this week, all will be well, especially if you're in a place of confusion, or sometimes that energy of why am I going through this? Why does this happen? Why does this keep happening to me? Or why am I in this space? And it's a really great inquiry. Why, God? Show me what I need to know about this. What am I learning? And again, you may not even be experiencing this physically, but maybe you have a child, maybe you have a partner in your life, whether it be romantic, maybe you're living with somebody, maybe it's a parent who's feeling discomfort and discord, maybe you're caregiving, and that energy can be intense for them, for an earth angel to be around. So really, I feel like Mother Mary is reminding you this week that regardless of what's going on, know that she is with you. This last part here, be kind to yourself, and trust her, right? So sometimes when we go through situations, we don't always know what to do, and we don't have the answer. So this is where I'm such a big advocate for the pause, especially those who are working on personal development in the spiritual aspect of hearing your own inner voice, your own truth, your own guidance, right? Listening to your feelings and your body that's telling you to move towards something or to move away from something. So you can use Mother Mary's energy, again, if you're in these caregiver feels and you're offering support for people who are just feeling the challenges and the adversity and really going through stuff. I mean, obviously, I'm privy to it all because I work with people who are going through painful experiences. That's my job, and my job is to support and to listen, and I'm glad to do it. It's one of my greatest blessings in my life, is to be able to be of service, and it brings me a level of peace and joy to be part of something, to be a part of comfort for somebody. And so there's many earth angels that are out there. Maybe you're working with children, like I said, maybe you're caregiving for a family member, maybe you have a child who's going through something, maybe you're working with patients. There's so many aspects of this mother energy that plays out that's not necessarily connected to the traditional woman that birthed a child. So I really kind of want to speak to all platforms of that energy, and Mother Mary wants to work with all of you. And those of you who are supporting people who are going through painful experiences, know that you as well need that nurturing, that, you know, as a human, it will and can affect you over time. So again, especially with so much change that's happening in the world, this is a great week to practice that pause, that stillness, that rest. Maybe it's drinking extra water, extra protein. I really talk about taking care of your physical body, because when you feel good from the inside out, expanding into emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, then you have the ability to be compassionate towards yourself and others. And it's a beautiful thing. I just talk so much about the feminine energy and the radiance and the beauty of the feminine energy. So perfect example, I was going to a cafe that I haven't been to in a while, and outside the cafe there were these gorgeous flowers. I wish I knew what they were. They looked like mums on steroids. They were huge, and they were orange and yellowish, but they were gorgeous, and they were just in a pot. It was a cloudy, rainy day, and I just saw these flowers, and I was literally propelled towards them, and I had to touch them. I had to smell them, and of course I did it with the most softest hands, the most gentle hands I possibly could. And I remember thinking in that moment, this is beauty. This is the divine feminine energy and how it is magnetic. And so many earth angels, whether you resonate with male or female, have this magnetic energy within you. And that is what is a blessing to the world. I can always tell that magnetic energy because I can see it in people's eyes. Even in their pain, I can see their soul. I can see the love that flows through them. And it's such a really beautiful thing that, again, you as a person, if you really hardly ever look at yourself in the mirror or you don't get a chance to catch that, you're not necessarily going to feel or sense the worth and value of that light that flows within you. So know that just like we're drawn to beauty when you're compassionate, when you're soft and open, when you're loving and gentle, this does not mean it's okay to accept abusive behavior. That's not what I'm talking about, because in those cases, stop, no, enough, not now, stop calling. Those are all good examples of boundaries if you are experiencing behavior like that. So what I'm talking about is that part that lights us up, where people can be drawn to our energy and remember the divine light that flows within us, right? So this doesn't mean seeing the good in people means that you have to accept poor behavior or abusive behavior. You can certainly have compassion for that energy and not allow it in your life. Exclamation point. So I am talking about being able to be the light from the inside out. And I feel like this is what Mother Mary is reminding of us this week. Peaceful change, right? It's how we are lit up, how we are dynamic and versatile and radiant and beautiful just by being genuinely ourselves in this world, right? All right, let's get on with it. Mother Mary, what would be the most beneficial? What would be most beneficial for the Earth Angels to surrender to you this week? What is the most important emotion, experience, energy that the Earth Angels can surrender to you this week? Surrender to the beauty of the natural world. So love when this happens. It's exactly what I was talking about. The flowers that I was telling you about has exactly these colors. You see like the orange, reddish, yellow. That's exactly what the flowers looked like. So I feel like she's just validating that what we can do is relinquish as much as possible, or when we're aware of it, worries and fears. Surrender worries and fears. Surrender doubts, anxiety, and being able to shift into the beauty of the natural world, being able to see the world around us, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere and up here in New England. Spring has popped and it is breathtaking. I always say summer is my favorite season because I'm a summer baby, but every spring, just the flowers in bloom and everything growing, and the geese on the bike path just had their babies. So there's little these little baby geese running around, and baby bunnies. And what else have I seen that have born? Oh, I've been following the Rhode Island Audubon Society has been following the falcon. There's a couple falcons. It's like a raptor bird, and they had their babies. So it's been really beautiful to watch the spring bloom. So being able to shift into that helps you kind of get to the top of the mountain to see the bigger picture of why and the love that really is all around us. So the message here says, take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. I love it. I mean, I basically just told a whole story about that. So I'm going to move on to the next card. I love that. Thank you for that validation, Mother Mary. All right, so what action steps can you take? We kind of already have an action step here of being with nature, but how else, Mother Mary, can the Earth Angels support their healing this week? What action steps can they take? Isn't it so funny how some just like pop out and then others, it just takes a minute? It's always worth it. I'm getting like a bunch of cards. That's what I keep saying. So it sounds like there's a lot of things we can do this week. All right, Mother Mary. Let's go with this one. Oh, communicate with your angels. It says you have the ability to connect with the beings of love who surround you. Communicate with your angels and deliver their healing messages to others. So that's what you can do this week. So again, if you are in caregiving roles, if you've been in a space where you have been growing and learning and healing, you may experience those this week that may need support. I think this is also a reminder too that we're not alone, that sometimes even in nature we can feel, especially those who are, we can feel lonely or we can feel alone, especially those who are growing, evolving, shifting. Remember, as the light expands within you, anything that's not a vibrational match, I know I say this all the time, must come up and out. And those, especially the Earth Angels who are on this journey of awakening, this spiritual journey, it's not uncommon to feel misunderstood. It's not uncommon to feel like we're going a little nutty. It's not uncommon for people to no longer be reaching out and connecting, and that can activate your own insecurities. So I feel like the divine is reminding you in growth and in change, you are never alone. You're always with the divine. And when we feel that void within, that loneliness or feeling alone, know that's the energy of fear that's starting to envelop us. Fear and doubt of our journey. Fear and doubt of our own inner compass, that we're moving in the right direction, right? Even when we're lifting weights, we learn that the pain that people feel when they're lifting weights, heavier weights, the pain that they feel is actually the muscles breaking down and being repaired stronger. So I love that analogy because it's so much like the emotional, mental, and spiritual journey that so many people are on. And so this is why I talk about your relationship with the divine being strong and first and foremost before any friendship, before any physical partnership, before any, job. Getting good with the divine and having that relationship of trust, and that remembering that you are loved. You are absolutely loved and protected and safe. Because from that energy, you align to proof that your needs are always met, that you are always provided for, right? So we're in this push-pull of lack and abundance, right? Especially with energy and chi. So being able to recharge and fill up, being able to talk to your angels, being able to talk to the divine, whether you do it through prayer, whether you do it through mantras, whether you use rosary beads or mala beads, whether you pull cards, whether you journal, whether you sit and talk in your mind or out loud, just the intention of going to that deep place within, that well of love that resides within you. You gain access to beautiful, nourishing, comforting, supportive wisdom, right? The divine is consistent and it's persistent. It does not tell you what to do, but supports you. It's a feeling, right, that propels you forward or guides you to pause or gives you another perspective. And sometimes personally, I can understand how it can be really confusing when we're immersed in big emotions. And this is why I'm such an advocate for talk therapy. I'm an advocate for holistic health. I'm an advocate for having supportive people in our lives who are going to speak to us kindly and nurturing, right? People who believe in you. And again, that might be a small amount. And so maybe this week too, asking the divine to send you people in your life like that if you're not necessarily experiencing it. But you also have to remember that to some degree, you've got to be open to receiving support. You've got to be open to receiving love and believing that you're worthy and deserving of the kindness and generosity of people who want to love you, who want to support you, who want to share whatever their resources is with you to help you or to support you in growth. So I feel like there's just so much different messages coming out, so many thought streams in this guidance this week, and I just feel like it speaks to the diversity of change that's happening for so many people. Some people it's in the physical, right? Some people it's in the emotional, right? You're in this pain releasing, which is a beautiful thing. I was watching a show the other night, and the lady had said that tears is pain coming up and out, and the more pain is released, the deeper we heal, and the less the pain over time. And I just thought it was so beautiful, especially with tears for men and women being demonized or being told that that's weak. It really isn't. It's your power, it's your beauty. And so again, whether you're masculine or feminine, dominant in this world, being able to move emotions is part of your power. Now, I always say it's never okay to project that or dump that if it's anger or rage or fear on someone else, right? It's good to have support, but it's not okay to make that somebody else's problem, right? Or dumping that on somebody. And I know for the most part, those that are watching this video, that doesn't really need to be said, but I'm saying it because that's why it's coming up. So, and again, it's also not okay for you to abuse yourself, right? And self-sabotage. So you want to be mindful of the inner critic when you're going through these changes, when you're learning. It's impossible to know everything. I know the ego wants to tell you know everything, and that's where the Buddhism talks about hey we're all like we know nothing, right? That's those that are evolving in the spiritual community. We're very well aware we know nothing in the grand scheme of things. So if we feel like, oh, I know everything and I'm in that place, I've got it all figured out, usually that's when the divine flips the script, or usually the ego throws a monkey wrench and proves that we know nothing in the grand scheme of things. And I think that's the beauty of evolving and growing and learning. But in that, remember, you may mess up, you may make mistakes, you may get confused, you may not know what you're doing. And so extra compassion and comfort for yourself during that time is very important, and you can communicate with the angels to support you. All right, so Mother Mary, what do you want to gift the Earth Angels this week? What do you want to gift them this week? Honesty. I am in touch with my true feelings regarding this situation. I love it. It's interesting. I'm noticing the colors here, and even over here in the darker, we've got yellow, which we connect to the solar plexus, and then we've got blues that I connect to the throat chakra, right? So how can we speak from empowerment? How can we get in touch with our true feelings? I can tell you nature and connecting with the beauty of nature really just busts open truth. It busts open this beautiful energy, especially for those of you who may have a hard time with stillness, where you may always have something going on. Remember, we're just coming out of a few years of home confinement, basically. And so we had to practice social distancing. We had to practice staying in our homes for the love of humanity, right? To some degree, it was self-preservation for ourselves and others. And so the idea of more stillness or more rest might feel daunting for those of you who are people and extroverted, and earth angels are predominantly heartroverts, right? You know, we tend to be introverted unless we're teaching, unless we're doing something of service, and then we can be a people, but then we'll go right back into our cocoon, right? We're being of service in a heart-based way. That's why I call us heartroverts. So we're a little bit of introvert extrovert, but our comfort zone with ourselves is introverted, right? So in this place of honesty and stillness with yourself, stuff might come up. That wisdom that may come up may be a message of change. It's probably something you already know on a deep level. But once you're looking at it or facing it, and again, it could be emotions. Maybe you're experiencing criticism, or you're noticing your own self being critical with yourself and others. Maybe you're noticing control and fear. Maybe you're noticing pettiness or jealousy or codependency. Again, it's all information. It's all really great information, and the intensity of the energy we're in. And again, this doesn't have to be true, but you could also be experiencing other people who are going through it. So being able to be honest and saying, yeah, I own that, or yeah, I'm seeing that loop or that pattern, and taking ownership for our part. You know, it's not all or nothing here. It can be and. I notice that I can communicate this way or feel this way, and what you're doing is not okay, and I'm no longer going to contribute to that, right? So I just feel like this week it may just bring awareness to pivot in the direction of growth within yourself and others. And so sometimes we just have to be honest with ourselves, like, this isn't working for me, or I really need to get back to that routine or that structure, or I'm going to love myself through this change. And a lot of times, friends, it's really full surrender. The honesty that our ego has taken over, the baby ego, the little lowercase e has taken over, and it is running amok. Or you may see that in others, right? And so just being honest with that, and as you relax, breathe, soften, and open to the wisdom within, or the divine mother, please, mother God, please show me how to move through this. Please bless me with your comfort, with your love, with your compassion, especially if you may be struggling with that within yourself in periods of growth. So that's so beautiful, honesty. And so final message here, I am going to pull from the Soulful Woman cards. Mother Mary, what is the overall message of love that you have for your earth angels this week? Overall message of love. It's so funny. So as I looked up, I saw the time clock a little bit ago that said 33:33 as I was just getting ready to set the intention for this card. And threes are the Trinity. Threes, for me, I connect with the Father and Mother. I connect with the Ascended Masters, saints, angels. It's great that this came out too, because I feel like Mother Mary is just reminding us that we're not alone, that you know, we have support. And when we put the need to make something happen down, we do things to get things. When we release that or surrender that, then healthy opportunities and healthy doors open, and things can miraculously work themselves out, right? And so this is just a practice. It's a practice of faith and trust, right? So I feel like it's just another reminder this week, if you see the threes, that the divine is with you, the angels, the ascended masters, the saints, they're all working with you. All right, so Mother Mary, what is the message, overall message of love that you have for your Earth Angels this week? Overall message of love. Let's go with these. Fearless self-love. I love that. Card number 22. Have faith. Everything's going to be okay, right? So whenever I choose to love myself, no matter the circumstances surrounding me, I am practicing fearlessness, right? And so I just kind of like to rephrase this as the love of self and the care of self, right? Sometimes, with these new quote unquote personal development gurus that are popping up all over social media, the word self-love can now be attached to something to do. And I know that Earth Angels can already be inundated, and shame is a thing for us, right? So being told that you need to do more, especially when it's connected to self-love, when there isn't time to do that, can provoke or invoke the energy of shame, emotions, the roller coaster. So I really like to rephrase that now with the energy of love of self and care of self. Love of self and care of self comes from just being present, meaning present with how you're feeling, being in touch with your own body, your own energy, being connected to how you're feeling, and being able to communicate from that place, right? So I feel like you're being reminded this week, the overall message of love is that whenever you choose love of self, care of self, no matter the circumstances, meaning if something's becoming intense, or you've had a long day, being able to say, I've had enough, I'm done, I'm going to bed, or being able to go to a place of prayer. Again, we're not talking about something to incorporate in a routine or a discipline or a structure. I'm saying that when you've had your fill, being able to be in tune with it before it gets to the point of overwhelmed, to the point of I'm so deep in this, I don't know how to get myself out, right? And it's practicing self-awareness, and that is love of self. Just being aware is love of self. Being able to relax, breathe, soften, and open, and taking pause in something that's stressful is care of self, right? It's not another thing to have to do. You naturally do it for love of self in the moment when needed, and that is fearless, especially in a world of that takes advantage of your ability to multitask, and your open heart, and your kindness, and your energy of your beautiful gift of being able to forgive, right? So when you stop the crazy train and say, hold up, time out, wait a minute, breathe, saying, no, thank you, not right now. I feel, right? Whatever that is, even if you're saying that to yourself, you're pushing yourself around. And then final message of love is uniquely myself. Again, this is a 5 card. This comes with change, right? It says, I trust that who I am is perfect for my unique journey and my soul path. So I feel like the divine is reminding you that you are a gift to the world. Not what you do for the world, not where you're going, not how much money you have in the bank, or what car you drive, or not how many followers you have. And those are all great things. Those are really fun part of humanity, but it doesn't define the essence of who you are, right? And this is what so many of you who have been following this channel have been on a journey of self-discovery. Who am I without all those hats? The mom hat, the sister, the friend, the boyfriend, the father, the uncle, the cousin, all these roles, right? The boss, the coworker, the teacher, the provider, all these roles that are assigned to us, right? We're in this path of self-discovery of who am I outside of those roles. And I feel like she's just reminding us, when you put yourself first, it is love of self, care of self, and then you get awareness of the essence of who you truly are. And in that comes wholeness, comes a level of satisfaction, a need for nothing. And from that beautiful place, everything comes in love, and it is glorious, my friends. That is when you feel the most alive, right? So we're all on this journey. I definitely get to experience many pockets of that energy, but I'm human as well. And so I experience longer periods of that satisfaction and that passion that comes from satisfaction. And as we grow, we're always moving through something in some powerful way. So again, we're on a journey. I pray that these messages supported you in some way. Maybe it was just one of these cards that you needed to fill you up. Maybe it's the whole entire layout. If you know somebody who can benefit, please share these messages with them. It is what keeps the channel alive and well. If you like these readings, it really does. It is helpful for my channel for you to hit the like button or the subscribe button. Thank you for your comments. I know there are a few of you who continue to comment every week, and I thank you so much for that. It really does help my channel get exposure. So I appreciate that. Even if it's sending me in the comments some emojis, some hearts, some flowers, maybe some baby chicks or something, rainbows, any essence of love can be supportive, especially if you don't really have words to say. That can all be beneficial. It's just how it works, right? So it's just how these platforms work. So let me close space, thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, the divine mother and father, and all their holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance for you today. I want to thank Mother God, Mother Love, Mother Mary, Yin, Divine Feminine, Goddess Energy for your support this week. I'm going to send angel hugs to all those who watch this video. Again, happy Mother's Day to you all. And if I can be of support for you in any way, services that I offer and my online booking system and podcast about angels, all of that stuff is in the description box below. I am still doing group readings if you're local and you want to gather some friends, if you want to get a small group together and come to my office, or if you have a bigger group of 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 people, I can go to your house if you're local. That's available. So it's all beautiful. So thank you for listening. I love you. God loves you so much. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.